It's the second week of dry January, and I was wondering, are you one of the ones still going strong with non-alcohol to start the new year? Hi there, I'm Chris. We're in the second week of dry January, and this is the WrektLess Podcast. This is a non-alcohol podcast concentrating on talking about mental health, non-alcoholic beverages, and just healing in general. Being the second week of dry January, how's everyone holding up out there? Let me know in the comments. Have you given up? Are you the 1 in 4 people who are staying strong through and not drinking? Like I said, I hit my 20-month soberversary, and it's pretty awesome. After 6 months, physically, you really start to bounce back. You really notice the difference. It takes a while for those changes to take place, but even after the first week or two, you're going to notice changes. You're going to start to get increases in energy levels and stuff like that. So I'm just hoping everyone's doing well with dry January. And, if it comes to mental health issues, I encourage everyone, especially men, to talk about them. Therapy, friendship, whatever you need, but it's healthy to express our feelings in thought out ways, as opposed to just blurting out aggression or ignorance at others. Taking the time to work through our thought processes to understand how and why we're feeling how we are can help us move forward and break free from alcohol use. So, trying a different beer here today. Pretty interesting. Klaustaller, I think I said it right there, is a German beer. So this is a beer brewed under the Bavarian Purity Act. So the Bavarian Purity Law, or Reinheitsgebot. I think I said it right there. Not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the Bavarian Purity Law, adopted in 1516, and it made it so that beer could only be made from water, barley, and hops. Yeast was unknown at the time and has later been added to the list of allowed ingredients. I've been hesitant about trying many bottled beers. I tried the Lagunitas IPA and it was delicious. Klaustaller, this one, I've already tried it, and it's pretty fantastic. I'm actually really surprised by it. I already opened it because I needed the bottle opener, and I didn't feel like doing that while recording. Oh my god, it tastes like beer. Like a nice, beautiful beer. This company, this brewery, has been around a long time. I'm not exactly sure their founding. I didn't look it up. But this is definitely from Germany. Brewed in binding? Yeah, I don't know. I can't say all those words, and I'm not going to try to. But so yeah, definitely an import. So imported non-alcoholic beverage. They have different flavors, like a dry hopped, I think a lemon, maybe a different citrus one. So they had a holiday one as well. I didn't try any of those. I finally got around to this guy. I actually saw it at my work and figured I'd pick it up. And there were, I met a couple and they ended up talking about, they were buying out a ton of non-alcoholic beer, and I was just like, oh wow. And they were talking about these guys and how much they liked it, and I was happy to give it a try. So we're gonna talk through the taste here, but open it up. Smells just like your classic beer, like a classic lager or something along those lines. And it tastes just like drinking a frickin' beer. So you get the hoppy, you get your hops. And you get like different notes. It's a good mix of flavors. This is a great beer. I feel like alcohol in beer really takes away from true flavor profiles that you can get from the hops. You end up numbing up your taste buds too much, and you miss out on a lot of the true flavor that comes in non-alcoholic beverages. And I've talked about this before, but a lot of companies, so these guys pioneered the new process of brewing beer with low alcohol content. This is not your O'Doul's. So I'm using that comparison. Green bottles, right? O'Doul's brews the beer, and then removes the alcohol. So you have to go through a heated process to cook the alcohol out of the beer. These guys brew it naturally low alcohol. They develop the process. I've heard and read about yeasts that are out there now that can brew beer flavor with no alcohol. Because it's all about the yeast producing the alcohol from the sugars, right? That's how we get our alcohol in. My goodness. And it's a superior taste, crisp and fresh. Crisp and fresh is definitely a good description. And you get like these nice back notes on it. There's a lot of flavor in the back end of this guy. So these guys, Bavarian Purity Law, Klaus-Thaler, very good. So 20-month soberversary. Cheers to me, cheers to that. Cheers to anyone out there who celebrates any soberversary, or anyone who even hopes to. Because eventually you can, and you will. It just takes time to get there. So yeah, if you're having mental health issues and that's leading you to drinking, you'll never stop drinking if you don't start looking at your mental health issues and maybe taking them seriously and working on them. As people in this world, we should be growing, constantly evolving, working on ourselves, trying to better yourself. If you're not, you're just stagnant and you're stuck, and something has you stuck in a place that you just can't get out of. And I've been there. I've been stuck. Even for me, and to be open and honest, and I'm going through a bit of a mental health struggle right now. And we should talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm going for ADHD testing next month, which has got me a little bit stressed out because I'm not sure what's going on. I got a lot that I deal with in a mental capacity. A lot of things I struggle with. Right now I'm fighting a bout of depression, and that's coupled with my natural anxiety and my really rough social anxiety. The more people I'm around, the harder it is, and I start to freak out and panic and just want to run out of any place with a lot of people in it so that I can get away. It's too much stimulus for me and I freak out. But when I work in customer service in a busy place and I'm dealing with people constantly and around them, and so it's something that I've had to work on and adapt to, but it doesn't mean it's not there and it's not a daily struggle or something that I need to address. Just because you're maintaining doesn't mean that you can't be doing better, right? So that's part of it. Part of mental health is, instead of just sitting around and saying it's fine, I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine, it's okay to say I'm not all right. I've got something I'm dealing with and I need to work through it. And I encourage everyone out there to find the strength in themselves to be able to look in the mirror and say to yourself, this isn't okay. I need to address this and remedy it, because there are remedies and you can address anything, and working together, we can all get through things. So if you're struggling, you're not alone. You're unique, that's for sure, and your struggle is your own. And for anyone who needs to hear that, know that it is. Your struggle is yours, and no one has the same struggle as you. They're all individual, just like us. But people go through it as well, and people go through it severely, and you're not alone. So, let me know in the comments. Encourage people to post comments. Let me know, are you struggling? Are you getting by? You have some remedies you use? Do you meditate? How do you do it without intoxicating yourself? Even I was using alcohol to supplement other medications that I needed. So I would never take any medications because I wanted to drink. And I would drink and I would use that as my medication. I'd use it to try and fight pain. And guess what? My pain was just getting worse. Worse and worse and worse. Using alcohol to try and treat it. When I got away from that and actually went to physical therapy and worked on my pain, I started to feel better. Right? So that's what you got to do. You have to put in the work if you want to feel better. And that's going to be the same thing with your mental health. It feels like shit, right? And the alcohol, much like the body, doesn't allow the mind to repair, especially because it's fucking up your whole gut biome, your liver, your kidneys, everything. Your liver has to filter everything through, right? So if you're dumping a bunch of alcohol into it, it's going to have a real hard time filtering everything else when that becomes a priority, so it doesn't kill you, because of it. The consumption of alcohol can kill you easily. So, again, 20 months sober, very happy about it. I figured I'd share it. I want to share that, and I also want to share that I'm mentally struggling with depression right now, and I think that being open and talking about it and saying something should encourage others. So if you're out there and you're struggling too, let me know, because you're not alone. We're not alone. We're all in this together. So cheers to those hoping to get sober, to those that are sober, to those that remain sober, and even to those that fall off the wagon. I know you can get back on it, and we can ride together through a non-alcohol life. So cheers. Here's to hoping everyone can live a little more happy, a little more healthy, and a little more wrecked less. Thanks for watching, and I wish you the best.